about one of those topics that I said earlier about I wanted to wait until more information came out before I talk about it because this topic is sensitive to an extent and I wanted to get all of the stories before I talk about it. And this has started last month. This started well last month, but more and more things have been coming about this topic. So Diddy is now accused. He has four total lawsuits. Four total lawsuits of sexual assault. The newest one just came out of where he sexually assaults a 17-year-old girl. Now, we're going to talk about all of these lawsuits. Now, obviously, he had a lawsuit with his girlfriend at the time, Cassie, and that had ended up getting settled. And once that ended up getting settled in an undisclosed amount of money, which is reportedly $100 million, Cassie received from the whole situation. Now these lawsuits are starting to come like wildfire, and everything that has been coming from that in regards to Diddy's career, it's just been on a downhill train in regards to sexual assaults coming back and forth. Him stepping down from his Revolt brand, him not getting his reality series show, produced. That is just falling apart now ever since all of these lawsuits. So we're going to talk about all of these lawsuits. So after the Cassie lawsuit, there was a lawsuit by Joy Dickinson that alleged that Combs drugged, sexually assaulted, and abused her, and that she was a victim of revenge porn created and distributed by the rapper. The suit also names Combs Company by Bad Boy Entertainments and Comb Enterprise as defendants, was filed under the Adult Survivors Act, which allowed alleged victims of sexual abuse a 1-year period to file civil suits for offensive beyond the typical statutes of limitations. Thursday marked the final day under the act, and basically what had ended up happening was she got basically invited to a house, and what had ended up happening, she had met Diddy and a person by the name of Aaron Hall, who was a songwriter at the time, and basically Diddy had offered them drinks, tried to drug them, tried to get them to drink as much as they possibly can, and once they drunk a certain amount, they will basically go in this room. Diddy would take them into this room and would basically repeatedly sexually assault the girl. Literally sexually assaulted the girl and basically leaving her unconscious. And she ended up escaping, And after that, she had ended up feeling traumatized by the whole situation. And here was the other girl, the 17-year-old girl. This is her statement. And this happened nearly 20 years ago. So it says Mr. Combs and two other men gang raped her in New York studio 20 years ago when she was 17 years old. It says in the latest lawsuit filed on Wednesday in the federal district court in Manhattan, the woman, who was not named in the court paper, described a nightmare scene in 2003 when she was in the 11th grade. The woman says in the complaint that she met two associates of Mr. Combs at a lounge in the Detroit area, and they took her on a private jet to New York. There, the suit says three men gave the women a copious amount of drugs and alcohol and took turns raping her in the studio's bathroom as she drifted in and out of consciousness. When they were done, the suit says the woman fell into the fetal position in the bathroom, lying on the floor in pain, and she was soon driven to an airport and put on a plane back to Michigan. In the statement, Mr. Combs says, "Enough is enough. For the last couple of weeks, I have sat silently and watched people try to assassinate my character, destroy my reputation and my legacy. Sickening allegations have been made by me by individuals looking for a quick payday. Let me be absolutely clear. I do not do any of the awful things being alleged. I will fight for I'll fight for my name, my family, and for my truth. Now, Diddy's fraud, and I'll tell you 100% why. This, all of these statements, all of these lawsuits that are coming with Diddy, they sound too clear. At first, I was thinking to myself, okay, this is just some pay thing. Once Cassie had ended up getting $100 million from the whole situation, now people are just going to try and get money from it. But now, since they see that, okay, if you get raped, if you get sexually assaulted, you're going to be traumatized. So now, since they see that Cassie did it and they got money from it, now they feel like that's their way of expressing themselves to the people because they was feeling traumatized for so long. And the way that these stories were coming together and the way how detailed these stories were, no story is going to be that detailed, and they're going to all sound the same on how basically he was engaging in these freak-off sessions and gang raping these women. All the lawsuits are going to say that. And Cassie wasn't saying that Diddy had to invite, that she had to invite all these men, had to go through and find male prostitutes. Well, if that's the case, I know it's not going to be for Cassie. I'm just saying, Diddy's probably engaging in some of that too. So maybe he might have a left hand. He might be engaging in some of those acts. And with these females, these stories are sounding too clear. All of them are saying that he's drugging them, he's giving them a bunch of alcohol for them to drink, and they're drinking so much to the point to where they get unconscious. Well, yes, anybody that drinks to the point to where they get unconscious, they can easily get taken advantage of at any point in time because they can't control themselves. They don't know what's going on. He's drugging them, giving them all of these drugs that they don't even know. All they did was just get invited to the house, and they think, okay, since it's P. Diddy, okay. They not thinking that nothing is coming from it. But now since they realize that this person could possibly be a monster, by then it's too late because they had already got raped. They had already got sexually assaulted. And when you get sexually assaulted, you're going to be scared. When you get sexually assaulted, you're going to be scared. You're going to be traumatized. You're going to be afraid to speak up. Any person that has got sexually assaulted or raped, you probably don't even know about. It could be your friend. It could be someone in your family. You don't even know. They're not going to tell you that straight up because it's too traumatizing to them. And they're going to be scared of retaliation, especially from P. Diddy because P. Diddy has all the power. Owner of Bad Boy Records, he has all the people right next to him. And in one of the lawsuits, there was a whole sex tape. And when she asked about the sex tape, no one was saying a word. They just said that they saw it. But they're not saying who they saw it from. They're not saying none of that because they're scared of retaliation. They're scared from retaliation. So these lawsuits now that are coming left and right, and this is the fourth lawsuit that came. I wouldn't even be surprised if more lawsuits came. I wouldn't be surprised if more lawsuits came, and it's going to be going down like wild. It's going to be going down. It's going to be going down. Diddy is fraud. This is just 4 individuals. Who knows how many people he did this to? But if he did do this, he is a monster, and something needs to happen to him. And the fact that Diddy settled with Cassie so fast is an automatic red flag. It's an automatic red flag because of the simple fact he knows that it actually happens. He knows that it actually happens. You're not going to settle with someone that fast. You're going to deny. You know that you didn't do it. But when she wanted that lawsuit and wanted all that money, it got settled real fast. So now all the people, the victims, Now they feel as though, okay, this is their way of speaking because they felt traumatized for so long because of retaliation and all the power that Diddy has. Diddy's losing everything. He's going to lose a whole lot of money. He already has. He's losing his brands. He's stepping down from his brand. His reality show is going to be gone. It's not even being produced anymore due to the sexual allegations. He's going to be fried. Something is going to happen, and he's just losing money left and right. Now, I want y'all to look at these videos, too. And it's from his ex-bodyguard. And I just want you to just look at the video because he's coming out and saying something. The people that Diddy is not paying, they're saying something. The dude was saying he better get his money or else he's gonna talk. Luckily, he hasn't said anything. And then you also had a former artist for Bad Boy Records saying what ended up happening. So now you're having people from Bad Boy Records coming against P. Diddy. So this is very interesting. So I want y'all to look at this video. I'm going to show y'all 2 videos. Just some clips, but I want y'all to look at some of these videos.
Couldn't get into everything because the lawsuit is so long. So looking at this lawsuit, she alleges that, Diddy, he'll make her look online for BBCs for their freak-off sessions. And she say that, in this lawsuit that, Diddy, he enjoyed watching her get smashed by BBCs. So, what you think about that?
Do you think she was the only one getting banged by him?
And that's got to be 100% true because of the simple fact Diddy is not going to tell Cassie to invite these dudes to search for dudes to come over just for her, just for his enjoyment. Yeah, he's going to enjoy the dude, beating those cheeks of Cassie, but I wouldn't be surprised if he would want to get in on the action as well. That is just straight disgusting. All of this is straight disgusting.
Do you think this man had this woman search for prostitutes online?
That is just straight disgusting. That the 30 seconds alone was just straight disgusting. And then it was this dude who I just told you, former artist, Mark Curry, basically saying what kind of happened.
I want to get your opinion. You was around Puffy, you was on Bad Boy. Looking at this lawsuit, Cassie, she claims that her and Diddy had freak-off sessions where they would get a male prostitute.
You talking about the freak-off session where they used to do in the studio and all of that over different entertainers' houses and stuff? Where they be having them parties where they won't invite you to? And they be like, we having a party tonight, but this ain't your kind of party. You be like, yeah, I ain't going. I don't want to go. Freak-off parties, when you go in there and it be, let me tell you something. We used to go in the club. We go into the nightclub, right? And we go and get to the VIP. All of these girls come around the VIP and they just be standing there. And like, let me tell you something, man. I'm going to get back with you. We got to rewind this back. We used to go when we go to the club, we used to have these bottles, right? And on this bottle, they be regular Moet bottles. On them bottles right there, they've been to have something to make the girls be real slippery and all of this kind of stuff. So when you get up, they be like, don't touch them bottles right there and only drink them bottles right there. So we already knew what the drill was. You just don't mess with them bottles, right? Then all of the girls is in the club after a while. They all running, opening up their mouth like little birds. He just run around just popping pills in their mouth. Pop, pill. And then that was the party.
And he telling all of what's going on and how he basically drugged all of these victims, telling them that they can only drink for these couple of bottles. They can't drink for the other ones. Who knows what are in those bottles? Who knows what he could have put in those drinks? He could have spiked those drinks. And that's how he basically took advantage of all of these women. Now, all of these are allegations. I want y'all to keep this in mind. All of these are allegations. But if everybody is saying the same exact thing about Diddy and the fetish that he had for not only the women but the BBCs and having the freak off sessions, quote unquote. If everybody is saying the same thing about Diddy, what would make a regular person like me or someone else wouldn't want to dive in a little bit deeper and see if it's actually true? And with these females, they were scared of retaliation at the time, but now they have a voice ever since Cassie getting settled that fast for millions of dollars. Now they feel like they can do the same thing because at that point in time they were scared of retaliation. Scared of retaliation. So his revolt, he stepped down from that. His reality show is going to be gone until all of this sexual assault stuff is over, which even with it being over, it doesn't look good on Diddy. It doesn't look good on his image. His image is already messed up. People already think Diddy is a monster. People think Diddy is this evil person that preys on girls, young girls at the time. But if they were underage minors, 17 at the time, to being at Syracuse University, he didn't care. That's what people are going to think. And he was just spiking these drinks and taking advantage of these girls. And taking advantage of these dudes too. So he might have a fetish for these dudes, but if all of these allegations that have came out are true, it's not a bad look, and Diddy is a monster for that. And you wouldn't want to wish that on anybody, that they have to go through what these victims went through with Diddy. He deserves everything that comes with it if it's true. He deserves everything that comes with it if it's true. So it's going to be very interesting what happens with all these lawsuits, how they get settled, if they get money or whatever. But do I think it's a money grab? No, because all of these stories sound exactly the same. And now you have people coming out and expressing themselves, expressing how they feel, expressing what was going on at the time. They're admitting to it. All the evidence is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding. Videos are coming out. People are unhappy because of what Diddy was doing to his people. So now they're exposing the truth. The truth is coming to light. And that is exactly what's happening. That is exactly what we're witnessing with this Diddy situation. So if this is all true, Diddy is a monster and he deserves everything that comes with it. Every bad thing that comes with it.